Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Canada, eh? And we're back on F1, eh? And sorry. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lights Out League Racing. And we're at the start of season 29. Yes, 20 fucking 9 seasons. And we do start off at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. And we've got something brand new up our sleeves. I've got no sleeves. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I've got my arms are basically like knots in cotton hanging from the sleeves. And if you've seen in the title, it's Div 1, which means there's more than one div. And I don't mean silly, stupid people in the chat. It is Division 1. And what we've done this season is we've done a mad recruitment, and we've got 2 divisions going. We'll start off with Div 1 now, and it will be followed straight afterwards with Division 2, and within each division we've also split the grid up too, so each driver in each team are on different tiers. So we've got the Platinum tier and the Elite tier, so there's 2 championships within each division, and to determine who's going to be up the top, they need to do some hot laps, and we'll jump on with Picnic as he starts the first one of his qualifying session. Go around the centre S's, and you want to get a good exit climbing uphill on the run down to the chicane. Blind turn 3, where it's a big flick in, very easy to invalidate and go wide and hit the wall. As we go around the kink of turn 5, then a difficult chicane of turn 6 and 7, where you want to turn in on the apex. A little slip on the curb. Open up that DRS as we go under the bridge to Concord, where it's very easy to turn in too early. The turn 9 is a very difficult one. You've got to be on the defence, and you want to try and get a good exit out of the hairpin. 180 degrees, full lock in second gear, and it's very critical that you do get a good exit on the run down to the final couple of corners. You're going to be succumb to the overtake. DRS is open on the longest stretch on the track, around the final chicane to the famous Wall of Champions. He's invalidated, but we'll watch him cross the line anyway. Very easy to do so. So he's not going to be up there. As we jump on with Katz, who goes on provisional pole 1:10.6. I think that's going to be beaten. Katz, of course, 1:09.9. So some early laps I would have thought would be in the 1:08s. Katz, of course, the performance championship and constructors champion last season with Amadee, and has Brutus as his teammate, who had a fine performance. Glenn in the Ferrari up to P3, luckiest is in P4 with a 10.6. And times back in as I expected, yeah, low 1:09s, high 1:08s. Maybe the track conditions, it's looking a bit overcast. Are we expecting a bit of rain? So those that are getting, oh, there is some rain coming out, so those that have got the early laps in are going to benefit. Amadee, it's typical here in Canada, slightest bit of rain, so everyone will be trying to get some laps in. Mohammed on his Lights Out League Racing debut with 1:13, filling in, reserving for us this week. Caps lock with the 1:11 flat, so is the track getting quite greasy early on. Michael's invalidated. Adams crossing the line now to set his first flying lap. And goes P2, 1:10 flat, just behind Callum. And there's still life in this track yet before it does actually properly rain. And that's if it does. Picnic doing another run. He's got the fastest first sector. Brutus is invalidated. It's the same as Michael, so the Dutchmans are not flying. They're sinking. So we'll see everyone try and get these early laps on. It's very rare we get rain like this in qualifying. It either starts on it or goes dry, and it's starting really dry and started to rain straight away. So I say those that are first out will benefit. Down a couple of corners for Picnic, and we'll get a time on the board. And goes P8 with a top 1:10.6, just behind Cats. We'll jump on with Nex. His league debut. I think he was in with us in the pre-season race last week. And it'll be quite exciting season with many championships up for play. Oh, it looked like he'd cut the corner then. Cheeky bastard. Round the hairpin. Fastest middle sector. And I just want to shout out as well, I noticed when starting the stream, we've got 100 subscribers. Woo, 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 woo. It's not like we go for them anyway, it's nice to hit little milestones. So it's good going for everyone in the league. How's Nex? Has completed a clean lap, across the line, and goes P11 with a 1:12.2. So looked like he's quite reserved. We'll see how Brutus is going. Slight slipstream, he's got no wing. What's happened to him? Brutus. So let's introduce you to the teams, and Callum on provisional pole. Can actually do some proper racing this season. Did a lot of last to first challenges. We'll put many handicaps in place, but back to normality. And great member of the admin team, willing to help many drivers with their driving to help them improve. And he's joined by Jack Daniels, who's in the elite division. We'd like to think that all the teams are strong, but they're very strong teams. Amity goes on provisional pole 1:09.8. Great lap from the Scotsman. And we do have a flying Scotsman. And Jax has invalidated his out lap anyway. Got himself on the podium a couple of times last season. And quite, this is Alan. There's Callum, goes on provisional pole 1:09.7, so gets a 10th ahead of Armady. Next up, we've got the Red Bull team, which consists of Armady. That was Katz, who got himself up to P6, eclipsed by Luckiest. But we'll say hello to Armady. And he's going to be the one to beat, I think, for a lot of drivers. Got the Drivers' Championship last season and Constructors. And I think he's got 3 in a row now. And very good sportsman. Again, willing to help. Very fair. Great member of the Discord. And he's joined by Chief of Fire, who's in the chat as well. Good evening. He's doing a last to top 10 race. I think he's got a quali ban. I think I actually forgot that, but I think he's got a quali ban. That's why he's not coming out. I think it's going to be a close quali, and I think it's going to be a close race, especially if the weather conditions plays a part too. So yeah, Chief Fire, or Do, joined us last season, and it'd be interesting to see what he can pull out the bag as Jax gets himself up to P6. Let's say hello to Adam, the one who's... Oh yes, I totally forgot, so I'm glad you remembered. Adam, who's the one to break Amadee's championship run. Won back in season 24, I believe. I can double check that, or Adam can correct me. But very quick, and missed a couple of seasons, but good to have him back. Very good racer. Was known to be quite hot-headed, but I think he's turning over a new leaf. And good to see him get back on track. Pun intended. Currently in P3, so can he get himself into the 109s? And if so, he'll definitely be challenging for that pole. And he's joined by Mohammed Motz on his debut, who's filling in for Well, actually, no, we've got an open spot now. The guy just left like an hour before the race. So anyone that wants to join that's reasonably quick. Good evening, Lennon. How are we? I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, Katami's watching. Cheering on Cats and Picnic. Mohammed filling in. So there is an open spot for a reasonably quick driver. If they fancy joining, let us know. Mercedes team, Theo, good to have him back as well. A good contender for the front. Had some podiums under his belt. He's had a little time just to... Hi, Ben. Well, like Div 2 drivers watching. Looking for some tips. As Adam hasn't improved. He's improved into the 1 and 9s. So he just needs to eke a little bit more time out. And he'll get himself up. And Theo is joined by Nex, like I said, on his league debut. And Nex is in the elite division. So there's a good chance. Currently P13. I'm sure there's a bit more pace in his car. Not for now, because he's going into the pits. Let's have a say hello to the Sauber team. With Caps Lock, who had fine form last season. Has been up and down. And I think kicks up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stay on the track. That's cheating. I think Sauber's looking a very, very strong team this season. Both him and Michael on the podiums when racing last season. So I think they'll be ones to look out for. Caps Lock in the Platinum, and Michael, one of the contenders for the championship in the elite division. Just needs good consistency, which he has struggled with. Williams, as we mentioned, both in situ at the moment, on currently on provisionally row 5. Picnic back with us full time. Let's hope he stays in throughout the season. Normally prioritises his football, but has chosen the F1 for this season, thankfully, and it's good to have him back in the Platinum division. He's joined by Big Raki. Picnic stays P9. He's invalidated, and again, good to have him back in the Discord, and will be representing Williams in the elite division, looking for that podium. He's always just missed out. We've got Clen on his league debut in the Ferrari in the elite division. His teammate Felamy, MIA, and I'm sure we'll find out where he is afterwards and smash his face in. Alpine, again, a strong team as everyone's just getting in the pits for their final run. Luckiest got himself a race win last season, and was one of the 3 that had to start from the back because of the pace. And currently P5 as we missed Theo go up to P3 ahead of Adam into the 109s. Look how close that is. Under 100th between them. And luckiest has Elite Dave, who's funnily enough in the elite division. We didn't name it after you, Dave. Otherwise we'd call it Dave Division. Elite Dave's won the Dave Division. In the Haas we've got Brutus, who's struggling and qualifying today. Needs to get this final lap in, and he did this once or twice last season. Very, very strong end to the season. And he'll be one of the contenders, I think, for the Platinum Championship. Very consistent. And always pulled a lap out the bag last minute. And let's see how it gets on. And he's joined by Cats, as I mentioned, a championship holder. And be interesting to see how he gets on. I think that is everybody. I think that's everyone. So let's have a check-in on the final runs. Zamidi has invalidated, so he's not going to currently improve. We've got Michael, who's invalidated. Oh, he's struggling, Michael. Is Elite Dave first one to retire from the session, so he's not going to improve on his P15. Brutus is invalidated as well. Has he got enough time to do another lap? Has he got fuel in his car? Very poor qualifying. It's been raining since the start, Lennon. Not raining enough to go on into tyres, but those that got out reasonably early, they set faster times on like the second run, so it's not like it's impacted too much, but explains why. Not as quick as we thought, as drivers coming out for the final out lap. Final run, 2.5 minutes to go. As we'll keep an eye on Brutus if he can do another lap at all. Has he got enough fuel in his car? Good evening, Keezer. These Div 2 drivers just checking in and looking for some tips for their race, which we will follow afterwards. Keezer predicts Big Racky to DNF in 5 laps, which I hope not. Racky needs a good performance. I believe in him. He's invalidated again, Brutus. I think that's him done. Racky's invalidated. Driver's struggling in conditions. Adams invalidated. It's getting very, very hectic on the track now. Also keep an eye on Katz then, see if he can improve on his current P7. Tucked up just behind Jax. It's just rain. It looks like it's raining just a little bit more. He's just under a 10th down. We'll look for a little bit of a tow off the Salbers. They need to get out of the way. They need to get out of the way. They need to get out of the way. And that looks like it's going to be a potential quali ban. Who was that? McLaren are looking strong at the moment, but I think this qualifying, that's hampered Katz's lap, so hopefully he's got enough time to do another one. Let's have a look who's behind him. Who's behind him? Picnic's invalid, so keep an eye on Clen then. Currently P8. Can he improve on his 10.5? Just needs to navigate now. He's going straight in the pit, so that's Clen done. Highfield starts P8. Let's keep an eye on Brutus then, as he's made it round. I don't know if it's going to be that quick though. P12 for Brutus. I don't think he'd be too happy with his qualifying for the first race of the season. Next up is Luckiest. P5 for Luckiest. Mohammed will start highest P15. He is reserving for us today, of course. As we've got the Mercedes in situ, as Theo giving a slipstream to his teammate. Look at that for team play. Oh, they're both going in. Wow, wow, wow. Next, I don't think Next got the memo, unless he messed up or invalidated. Into the pits of Big Racky, so he's not going to improve either. Let's keep an eye on Jax, who's gone in, so no one seems to be improving, as the rain just played its part now. Katz is set a time, but he's invalidated. Oh man, it's like an anti-climax, this is. Like when the ladies take off my pants. Michael's invalidated, so he's going to start his 13th. I think Adam's next. Adam's in the pit, so he's going to be starting on row 2. And Brutus is in as well, so no one managing to set a decent time in the end. And Callum takes the first pole of the season. And as much as many... Does that make sense? No. Yeah, first lap rain. You couldn't call it. It's wetter than the final cucumber in a woman's prison. Everyone's asking what that weather is, and I wonder if it's going to follow through into the race. Be quite interesting. But Callum takes the first pole of the season and hasn't had it all his own way. Some expected some massive gaps between drivers, and it's very, very close, which will mean Brutus got struggles with his wheel. So Callum takes pole to 109.7. Amaji joins him on the front row. Theo and Adam join on row 2 with Luckiest in P5 and Jax P6, and McLaren looking like a very strong start. Katz P7, Clen P8, Picnic P9 and Big Racky rounding off the top 10. Katzlock and Brutus just behind him with Michael and Next 13th and 14th. Mohammed Motz in P15. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on and get some points for the Visa RB. Elite Dave 16th and Chief of Fire, both of them not setting a time. Reserve drivers, of course, we've only got the one today, and get half points for the team that they're representing. So if he finishes the race, be some valuable points for the RB. And this glorious sunshine, which you don't often see in Canada. And we'll just give it a couple of minutes while drivers just sort out their setups and their race strategies, maybe nip to the bathroom. It's a very fast, quick track, this one, with the drivers will need low downforce to navigate those quick flying chicanes. The only real one where you've got to put the brakes on, put the anchors down, is the hairpin. Those you can carry a lot of speed through, and that's where the difficulty of track limits come in play, and I think they'll have their say in the order of the race at the end. We saw that in qualifying, many drivers pushing and invalidating their laps, and I think we're going to see quite a few in this and the next race. But at least it's going to be dry. I reckon it's going to be the one stop is possible, but it's very, very difficult, so we'll probably see a lot of drivers do a two stop, and it'll probably be 2 sets to mediums and a set of hards. Mediums tend to die off really quickly. Be interesting to see different strategies in play. Whoever's for all the guys watching, let's hear who we reckon's going to be on the podium. Who's going to take the first race win of the season? So we are just getting underway. Yeah, the no penalty strat is the best way, but as Callum will lead us round. Let's have a look at the tyres. So most people starting on the mediums. Terry's reckon it's in the order it is. This is the order it will finish. I'm going to say Callum, the luckiest. I'm going to go for those three for first. Jack's P4. Ooh. So most people starting on mediums. Quite a few doing the alternate strategy, starting on the hards, especially those at the rear ends are looking to go long on their first stint. Such a driver and fan favourite track, this one. Created the 1967 World Fair Expo. And used in the 1976 Summer Olympics. The actual first GP was in 1978. The win was claimed by Gilles Villeneuve, in which the track is named after. It's a 4.3 kilometre clockwise circuit, 14 corners, 6 to the left, 8 to the right, with the 3 DRS zones, yeah. I spoused then. 3 DRS zones. 83% chance of a safety car with 50% chance of a VSC. And the pit stops will be critical. 18.4 second pit stop. Callum jumps into his Brutus, making a top 3 with Callum and D, says Ben. Callum jumps in his grid spot. It's 186 metres. Run down from pole to turn 1 braking, so not that much to defend. Everyone just slotting in now as we see the final drivers just coming round. Chief of Fire starting at the back, of course. It'll be interesting to see how the Red Bull team fares. We've got 17 at grid. Will we see all 17 finish? We will see 17 start as we start the first race of season 29. Div 1, 5 lights. It's away we go. And it's a good start from the front two. Callum will defend the inside of turn 1. Adam already getting ahead of Theo. A little bit of wheel banging early doors, but looking like everyone's making it around safe and sound. Very good, but this is going to be the tricky corner where we're going to see a lot of people potentially squeezed. A little bit of carbon fibre as Lucky is back down to P5. Theo stayed in P3 now. Not that many positions. Capslock losing a couple. There's Michael and Brutus and Capslock Oh, what happened there? Michael Vienne getting absolutely trashed. Got a damaged end plate as well. And it looked like he was offline. That's Chief of Fire and Elite Dave near the rear as well, just not going through turns 8 and 9 that well. A bit of lock up there from Elite Dave. So we've got a nice train here for the first time. Everyone's still within the train, so no one's out of it. And Callum will cross the line for the first time out of 35 laps. It'll be interesting to see how the DRS plays its part. Jack's just slightly dropping away from the front 6. Cats all over the back of Luckiest. Hopefully we don't see anyone crumble like they've got an arsehole made of paper. Everyone's had a good strong start to the race. It's Mohammed and the Visa Carb just holding up the 3 behind him who want to get past the Visa RB as quick as possible. Elite Michael on the inside of turn 8. Mohammed trying to defend, but with the aid of DRS, Michael's got himself past the Williams drivers, switching places as we head down to the hairpin. Oh, look at that drift from Big Racky. Ends up losing a few positions and going off track. You don't see that often as Elite. What's going on there? What's going on there? Leave it in the bedroom, lads. Elite Dave and Mohammed's car inside each other. As Mohammed back up to P14. And there's Adam. A little bit of ghost there from Theo. Ooh, almost squeezing Cats into the wall. Very tricky track. The barriers are so close to the track. It's very unforgiving. You just see Theo pushing hard and hitting his back wheel against the wall out of turn 4. Adam now up to P3. Luckiest went through as well, so I don't know if there's a slight contact or loss of traction from Theo. As Elite Dave finally getting past Mohammed. He's been inside his exhaust. As we see Chief of Fire and Michael. Michael, of course, with that damaged end plate. There's a little bit slight connection, I think, there with Mohammed. You can see his car just spazzing a bit everywhere as he gets past Dave. So putting up a good fight here, Mohammed, as Adam sets the provisional fastest lap. As Caps Lock. What's happened to Brutus? He's lost a couple of positions to Caps Lock and Racky. And gets his first track limits. Michael going in for the first pit stop, struggling with that damaged wing. Oh, and Kaz Katz goes past Theo, just losing his back end round turn 5. And he's just lost an end plate as well, so Theo's just not had a great start to the race, gets back up to P9. And what's happening here with Theo? He's letting a few past. He's struggling a bit at the moment with a bit of traction, Theo. Now down to P13. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pit. Just locking up as well, so struggling at the moment. It's not all out of it at the moment. It's Caps Lock with the aid of DRS, get himself up to P9. Good battle here between him and Racky. Lap 5 of 35, Callum. As Theo does pit. Potentially see him go on to some. There's a 2-stopper, so not all's lost. Everyone else does have to pit. As Racky losing out to Brutus, coming out of turn 2. Michael gets himself track limits. Good overtake there from Brutus, back up to P10. Now as we stand On lap 5, Callum still leading the way. He's got Adam and Luckiest and Amadi. I don't know. Does Jax have it too? Jax doesn't have it, so maybe it's a question for him afterwards. Chief of Fire losing out a couple of positions to Mohammed and Dave. Managed to keep his car going, no damage done. Should be able to close in, which he is doing. So 1 or 2 gaps for him now. Cat's doing very well in P5. Currently leading the Elite Championship then, with Jax right behind him. Both Jax and Clen closing in. That's next. Getting ahead of Big Raki. Up to P11. Ahead of turn 3. Brilliant overtake coming out of turn 2. Will be very brave and trust the other driver. Just left each other plenty of room. Big Raki's just lost a little bit of time to Caps Lock and Brutus. Caps Lock closing in on Picnic. Downey has it for his single player, so maybe it's something you have to set on there. I don't know. We'll ask Callum, see what he's done. The fact that he's got it and Jax doesn't, so he's obviously selected something. So Caps Lock closing in on Picnic and looking to make the overtake. Both platinum drivers side by side through the final couple of corners. Caps Lock has to evade. And he would have lost a bit of time there. And he's got Brutus now for company. Picnic has closed in on Jax, who are closing in on Clen as well. See the different strategies in play as they're side by side. We got a yellow flag and Elite Dave. Has he retired in the pits? Can't see his car, but Elite Dave has retired. And that has been done for today. As Jax has lost out 2 positions to Picnic and Caps Lock, and he's under threat here from Brutus as well. On the outside of the hairpin. And that's a great overtake from the Haas boy, working his way up now to P9. Goes a little bit deep, which puts him under threat from Jax. Oh, we'll have DRS, which Caps Lock should capitalise on Picnic. A carbon copy of the last lap. And Caps Lock has made this move stick now, and up to P7. He doesn't have to go off on the runoff areas. Jack's deciding to pit now, get off these medium tyres. It'll be interesting to see how these guys at the front do. Still the front 4 still going strong. Amadi, not a great exit out of turn 7. As Theo set the fastest provisional lap at the moment as he's closing in on the guys in front. We're waiting for the next round of pit stops, which will be a true reflection of where he'll lie. Be out of sync with everybody, but it will come to play near the end of the race. Just needs to control his traction. So Callum setting the pace at the moment. As we see Brutus overtake Picnic at the hairpin. Picnic going deep as we see a move. It's not, it's a move for Adam going in the pits first, trying to do an undercut. Brave move, and we'll probably see the others go in as we see Picnic go in as well. He's been struggling, so those on the mediums looking to pit. Raki in as well. Hopefully he's going to double stack. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. He's going to have a fast pit crew. Not that much time lost, so that's thankful as Cats goes in as well. Adam's come out in P8. A little bit behind. Next. I should be able to dispatch of him quite quickly. Next on the older mediums, as we see these track limit penalties rock up. See, Adam got a better exit out of turn 7. Has a look in the inside of turn 8. Next doesn't defend too hard. Knows Adam's just pit. I don't know about P7. It'll be interesting to see how the other drivers respond. Amadi up to the lead of the race. We missed an overtake on Callum as Callum retakes the lead. All going round still. Luckiest doing very well. He started in the alternate strategy, so should be quite strong at the end of the race while the others are on hards. Will these look to try and do a one-stop? Theo caught up to Michael. Got himself up to P12. Next now in the pit, so yeah, struggled on those mediums. Cats goes through, and you can see Theo's absolutely flying. Looking on the outside of turn 2, he's bunched up behind Mohammed. Mohammed didn't leave him enough space, and Theo's hit the wall. It's a VSC, I think. It's not what Theo wanted on those hard tyres. There might have been a connection issue. Just didn't look like he'd left enough room, and Theo was absolutely flying. Will we see anybody pit under the VSC? Depends how long it's out for. I'd probably suspect there's definitely the front 2 may go in. They don't. Just Amadi making use of the VSC. The other 2 carrying on. Clen's going in as well, getting off their hard tyres. Brutus caps lock also capitalising. Amadi will come out. Oh, it's going to be tight. But as Adam undercut him, Adam has, even with the VSC. Oh, side by side. As the VSC is underway. And Amadi just get out, just ahead of Adam. Mohammed's in the pits as well. So those not fully getting the merit of the VSC. I think Amadi and Adam probably looking in good shape at the moment. Mohammed and Theo's gone in again. Mohammed's come out on softs. He'll definitely be back in. Theo's gone on with a fresh wing. And they're still going round. So we'll probably see them pitting about laps 17-ish, maybe 16, 17 if they're doing a one-stop. You can see Dee and Adam closing in at a rate of knots, now under 10 seconds. And you can see how fresh tyres are doing their job. It's like almost a whole second in the space of a few corners. Brutus and Picnic exchanging places again. At the wall of champion chicane, Brutus going wide and picking up that track limits. Oh, Chief of Fire playing Mario Kart, struggling on traction on those old hards. Oh, we see Picnic do a brave move on the inside and has to slot behind. Him and Jax will on trying to dispatch Chief of Fire as quick as possible. As Theo getting past Mohammed. I think he'd want to do that as quick as possible. Let's head down for the Mercedes driver now. He set the fastest final sector and he's been absolutely flying. And look at Dee and Adam. Look at them flying here. Now 7 seconds behind the front 2 as Jack and Picnic exchanging places ahead of the hairpin. Chief of Fire still ahead of them and they should better launch off the hairpin from Jax. And they should be able to get past Chief of Fire. Dutch drivers exchanging places just ahead of them, and Jax does ahead of Chief of Fire before the wall. Champion chicane. Oh, a little bit ropey from Chief of Fire with his traction. Had to put the brakes on as Next goes through, followed by Raki. These pit stops just mixing up the order. Amadi has dropped Adam, and Amadi's absolutely flying now. Closing down now to 5 seconds. I think Adams. Theo 11.8 for the fastest lap. Just only 2 seconds behind Chief of Fire, who's just gone on some fresh mediums. But Theo has just shown blinding pace. And what could potentially have been for him. It's a long way to go, 13 race season. It's not one on the first race, so Callum going in the pits, which Luckiest is now the race leader. Will Luckiest be doing a one-stop? If we see him do another 4 or 5 laps, that will potentially be a yes. Callum on those older tyres. Come out side by side, left plenty of room for Glenn. We'll look to try and overtake him before turn 3, which he does. Brilliant launch out from there, and Cat's now up to P4. There's Michael Vienne in the pits. And those fresh hards back on. And a fresh wing as well. Let's see Big Raki go through up to P12. 1 or 2 just having a bit of a struggle for this first race of the season. Canada's not an easy one. As I said earlier, it's a very quick and flowing track. With the walls so close to the circuit. One minor miscalculation and you lose a wing or even a wheel. At the moment we've only lost one driver, Elite Dave. So there's plenty more where we came from. Apparently it said it was going to race. Bruce says it's going to rain the whole of the race. I think it's going to be sunny. Amadi now 1.6 seconds behind Luckiest. All the track limits there for Jax. As his teammate has got Clen all over his gearbox. As we watch Clen, and he gets himself track limits. Commentator's curse. Can't seem to shake the Ferrari. He's doing very well. The lone representative for Ferrari as they close in on Cats. Cats leading the way in the Elite Championship. Clen not far behind him at all. Amadi closed in on Luckiest. Wood has the aid of DRS down the back straight. On the outside. Wonderful overtake from Amadi. Gets himself back into the lead of the race as we see the Williams have picked again ahead of Jax before the hairpin, which means he's going to be under threat. Oh my gosh, and Next just almost outbraking himself. He's going to have some flat spots. He's compromised as we've lost Theo coming out of turn 8. There's no worries, Cats. Nicely to watch. Get a little power nap in. Nice half an hour does you wonders as Theo lost traction. Coming out of turn 9, hit the wall, and it's another... No, it's a full-on safety car. It's a full-on safety car. Will we see anyone pit? Surely Luckiest has got a pit. Interesting. I think those that we see Chief of Fire and Theo go in potentially to jump on some hards again. Chief of Fire actually goes on mediums. Theo jumping back on those hards, so I think be interesting to see how he gets on if he can go to the end of the race. Cats has still got Callum behind him. Will we see anyone else pit? Mohammed pits too onto mediums. Oh, how did Amadi get a penalty under the safety car? As Luckiest does pit. Adam pits as well. Going to some fresh mediums. Katz and Callum carry on going through with Clen, so they're going to gain a couple of places. Adam in good contention here. Let's just hope he doesn't pick up any more. Penalties, caps lock going in. Brutus carrying on through. Coming up to P7 now. Everyone else just carrying on. This will do well for those that have not long just pit. It's going to be a tight one for Cats, I reckon. Trying to go to the end. Callum and then Adam. Might be a possibility. Adam definitely, I reckon, could go to the end. Interesting to see how they hold on this train. That's the safety car. It is out. We've had one VSC, one safety car, which spices things up a little bit. Messes up the order. There's one or two out of position. So Cats P3 for the Elite Championship. Ahead of his teammate. Only 4 drivers left now without any track limit penalties, and I'll probably end up cursing them by saying so. Safety car do well for Luckiest on those fresh mediums, but it's going to be tricky to get another 18 laps on a set of medium tyres. I just need to wait for all the rest of the cars to bunch up. Some one or two little incidents. One, two cars where they're trying to shag each other. Let me clip that up. Would have been funny. This is all good data for all the Div 2 drivers watching of tyre performance. Although they might end up with a wet race, you never know. And we do have a full grid on our hands for the second race. As mentioned, we are missing a couple of Div 1, Felamy in the Ferrari, and Dan Morris in the Aston Martin, and Davy Kim in the Aston Martin, both Aston Martins. No, that's why I was confused earlier. I've done everybody, and if I've missed anyone, there's no Aston Martin drivers. So they're going to need to play catch up from next week. Whoa, what's going on there? Cat's having to evade. Did not brake. Couldn't cause himself a penalty. Had to go off the track to avoid. You don't see that often under a safety car. It is the driver's responsibility behind. And it's not like Luckiest was driving crazy. So wait for the last few cars to join the train. I think the safety car will be in this lap. Just waiting for the last 3 to join up. So you can see 1 or 2 teams close together. The Haas and McLaren not far away. Sauber boys as well. Most of the teams are all spread out, which is what we want. Theo joins the back, and we'll have Mohammed behind him. His nemesis, as the safety car is in. And I have a feeling Ahmadi, if it was me, I'd probably hold up the pack as late as possible. You have to wait for the safety car to go in, and you can't overtake until the timeline anyway. But with the straights, you're under threat. And Ahmadi just pacing himself. Luckiest putting so much heat into his tyres. for me, I'd say Callum and Adam looking in a good position at the moment. Luckiest will struggle near the end, I think, and with the safety car, if he has to pit again, he'll need to put his foot to the floor and try and get past D as quick as possible. He's still going slow, and he's gone just before the chicane. Everyone's gone with him, and Picnic's got a track limits already. You sausage. No one making an early move, which they can't really, so it'll be single file down to turn 1, unless somebody was actually napping. This is a single file. Brutus right on the rear end of the Ferrari. Both on a similar strategy. He's got a yellow flag behind. It's Mohammed. There's just a bit of loss of traction going through the chicane, and he's gone offline going through turn 6 and 7, as we see Callum making an early move on Katz before the DRS is activated. Katz fighting back though, down to the hairpin. Adam in the car just watching behind with intent. Katz on the inside defending his position from Callum, and Adam's joined the party. Callum looks like he's got a better launch off the hairpin. DRS will be activated the next lap. They're on the slipstream, which isn't as effective in this game. Adam trying to make a move on Katz, but has to slot behind. Brilliant driving from these three. Katz under a little bit of pressure. Get himself another track limits. DRS is now active. These three battling have broken away from as a drop from the front two, as we see Caps Lock up to P10 past Nex. And making moves as Chief of Fire on the outside of turn 2. Oh! And Michael got caught up in the skid of Chief of Fire. Theo as well. Theo's just having an absolute... It's just not his week this week. Just caught up in so many incidents which are not necessarily his fault. And Michael's lost his wing as well. Both are going to have to pit again. Big Raki up to P11, great overtake before turn 8, just drifting round. Next, trying to make a void in action, ends up going off track and getting a track limits. Theo past Michael. Got a better wing. Might still be able to go, depends on how damaged his wing is. Michael going off track. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up retiring. As Adam now up to P4, getting past Katz. And I think we've got rain coming. It's gone really overcast, and I think we've got some drips. Oh, we do have rain. Rain is back as Chief of Fire is now in after causing that collision. I wouldn't be surprised if we had 1 or 2 clips sent to the stewards. It obviously wasn't intentional. Chief of Fire going on the inters early. Italian hand gesture for Theo, and he does retire. On to next week, Theo. Unlucky, mate. We're doing a rain dance in my pants, which is code for I pissed myself. Armadine now closing the gap on the front too. And it's going to be interesting. Michael getting his wing changed and the inters, so interesting call from many. When will we see people properly dive in? Those two kind of hands were forced, and we'll kind of feel the bad effects of it to start with. We'll see Chief of Fire's time. A yellow flag for Mercedes. I don't know, Sauber, wrong colour. And Michael struggling on these inters. They are closing in now, so it's getting a little bit damp. Chief of Fire making a bit of time up on Mohammed. Caps Lock and Jack side by side round turn 2. A little bit tricky, especially with Jack's on those used hards as the track's getting damp. Just gone slightly offline around the chicane, so also I think we're going to see 1 or 2 dive in the pits now. Glenn is the sandwich filling between 2 bits of Hass bread. Katz and Brutus breathing down his neck with Picnic for company and Caps Lock. Yeah, sorry to hear, mate. I saw one of them. which I don't know if it was intentional or not. It could have potentially been I don't think any of the thing was intentional. It looked like they were accidents. But just send your clips into to the stewards if you do have any that you want to report, mate. But good to see you back on track, mate. And you look like you're really, really quick. And the rain is coming down. We're going to see some in the pits now. Luckiest, Armady, Callum's still going. Adam being the first one to go on the inters, and we can see how effective the inters are. Yeah, the car's behind going in. Yeah, I think, was it round turn 8 and 9 or something? It just comes to practice, mate. The more laps you do, the better you do, but the better you'll become. But you showed some really good pace, and you did a really good qualifying too. So don't be too disheartened, mate. Yeah, well, everyone going in the pits now, getting on those inters. Adam's come out ahead of his teammate, who's stayed on the medium, so he's going to be a sitting duck. As Clen was stuck behind him through the chicane. Katz has gone through. And I think this is a good shout from Adam. Should be an easy enough overtake on Big Racky. Better traction. Oh, we've seen Brutus go off. Out turn 9. And the weather conditions playing their part. And all the hard work that Brutus done will come undone. Doesn't look like he's got any wing damage, but we should see him go into the pits. Adam has made the move past Big Racky, and it's absolutely pouring. And the front three still going round, but you can see they're tiptoeing, trying to stay on the slicks as quite long as possible. Capsock as well, so DRS is still active, but Picnic finally deciding to pit. Brutus in as well, and Jack, so the car's behind, deciding it's time for inters. Oh, Italian hand gesture for Big Racky. Hey, who are you doing that for? Struggling to brake under the slippy track. And we'll see how Adam closes in on Caps Lock. And he's gaining tenths at every single corner. And this will put Adam in a really good shout for the race win here. Mohammed in the pits, getting onto the inters now finally. A little bit too late, I would have thought, for him. But with the rain's always expected. In the middle of the St. Lawrence River. On a man-made island where you're going to get all the weather conditions from the sea flying in. And we've got some today, it's dripping. Luckiest leading the race so far. Callum's just dropped back a bit from the front two, and Armady doing the opposite. Luckiest has carried on through, and I think that's the wrong call from the Alpine. And Armady and Callum both deciding to go in Caps Lock 2. Italian head gesture for Caps Lock. These penalties are the absolute detriment of these drivers, and Adam will go through and take the net lead of the race. It's going to be tight as Armady comes out. It's not actually, it's quite a big distance. Katz goes through, and that will be tight with Armady and Callum coming out. Katz doing the early pit stop. Armady will go ahead of Katz as they both tiptoe round turn 2. As all the orders getting mixed. Katz has come out ahead of Callum and shows the undercut. Adam in the lead of the net lead of the race, got 8 seconds on Armady, and we should easily close in on Luckiest. Another track limit there for Michael, who's holding up the rest of the order in P15. Got a lovely battle here between Caps Lock as Adam already getting past Luckiest, as Luckiest struggling at the hairpin. He's definitely made the wrong call here, and Adam breezing away. Had to make a bit of a void in action from Luckiest, I think, but you can see how good the traction is coming out. Jack's side by side with the Sauber. Caps Lock staying ahead. There is no DRS now. I didn't see it being disabled, but it has been, as Jack's up to P8 with a brilliant overtake. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging as the cars are drifting around. Brutus capitalising, just giving the Cats like a little clip on the way past. As Luckiest has lost plenty of positions now, so Adam in the lead. There is 6.5 seconds with about 8 laps to go. Can he hold off the fight for Amadi? Cats currently running P3 with Callum drifting around turn 5. Some brilliant performances here. Adam doing a pit stop masterclass, has got himself into the lead of the race. Cats and Clen, P3 and P5 respectively, in the elite division, will get some massive points. And as I say that, Cats gets himself a penalty. Yes, sausage. And Luckiest, the only one now without track limits, finds himself in P9. She can fire again ahead of Bracky up to P12. Coming out of turn 7. Bracky couldn't brake in time, outbraked himself and had to cut across the runoff area. He's lost an end plate, so probably struggling a bit on braking. 4.7 seconds here on Adam and D now. D's putting his foot to the floor. Adam won't make it easy for him. As Clen and Callum caught up to Cats. Cats will defend as much as possible as Clen pushing. Round turn 3. And Raki has retired in the pits. A bit longer than Keyser had preempted. I don't know why he's retired. Points means prizes, my friend. You only had about 7 laps to go. As Clem gets himself track limits. I love getting people caught in the act. Luckiest not closing up to Brutus as you might think. Brutus just staying out of the 1 second mark to Jack. So good performance here from Jack Daniels. Currently P7. And third in the elite. 3.2 seconds between the front two now. Adam can see D closing in. That's Luckiest closing the gap to 8/10 to Brutus. Difficult in a bit of spray as he drifts round. Almost hitting the wall of champions side by side for Callum and Cats. Callum taking the better line and get himself up to P3. Cats defending as much as he could. But now his main battle is with Clen behind for the Elite Championship. Jax has been pushing hard. Pecnick looks like he's struggling on these inters. Jax bringing Brutus and Luckiest with him. It's going to be a great battle at the end of the race. Well, we see a move from Clen on Cats. Clen putting a fine performance on his debut. Tucked up behind Cats' car. It'll be difficult to make the overtake as yet. They'll be trying to force Cats into a mistake. As the front two are now in battle. Amadi's caught up to Adamako. Adam more defended. Amadi just riding the curbs. Lucky to keep his back end going as the track is sodden. It's not going to be easy to overtake on this track without DRS. Especially as I mentioned earlier, the slipstream isn't as effective in this game as drivers would like it to be. And penalties will be key here. I think both have got 3 seconds. And I think the win will be over if one of them picks up another one. He looks like he's got Slightly better traction around the hairpin. Still tucked up behind Adam. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a move. He'll stay tucked up behind Adam for a couple of laps. Both got a massive advantage over Callum. There's no way Callum's going to get back. So the pole sitter, bit of daylight between him and Katz in P4. He's having a fantastic battle with Clen. Clen pushing hard, and you can see the drivers behind closing in as well. Clen takes a quick look in turn 1, but not close enough. It's all about ERS harvesting. Use it at the right time and make sure you do get a good traction up on the exit of corners. So imperative. Brutus luckiest. And Jax. Let's have a look, Josh. I always like saving it to the end as a surprise, but just because you've asked. So Catstock with most of the 13. He drove through the pits too quickly. As you can see, Katz and Clem both 9 seconds, so they're going to drop down the order with Jax. Luckiest is probably the one that's going to gain quite a lot of positions. So those in the Elite Championship are going to be losing out on some great positions as Jax does lose a bit of traction come out of the hairpin, which is not going to be good for him as Brutus closed in, looking to try and make a move at the hairpin. It's not close enough either, so the driver is struggling to make a move. Adam defending well here from Amadi, who's pushing him round turn 2. Got 4 laps including this one left. And I think either D's buying his time, Adam defending, plant his car in the correct position on track. Let's see, both just struggling out of turn 7 with that traction. And you can see not able to close in. D taking a look at turn 8, just trying to put a bit of pressure on Adam. Adam's a very skilled driver. Won't be put off by the pressure of a driver behind. Although it looks like Adam's lost an end plate. It looks like he's got a damaged wing. Is that just my eyes? His ring, he's got a damaged wing. So it should be an easy overtake for D. Takes a quick look. That's why Adam was struggling through the slower corners. D struggling to get past. But Adam's got a broken wing. When did he do that? Oh, I can't believe I missed that. And Adam, it shows even better performance of defending than I thought it was. And while these are battling, I think it's still too far away, but now 5.6 seconds. Callum pushing to the front 2 while they're battling. As you were here, drivers stuck in the cat's train. Meow, meow, motherfucker. Needs to defend cleanly as Brutus taking a look at Jax. Struggling to get past. Will this be the moment when we get to either turn 8 or the hairpin where Brutus can make his move? As we do see D side by side at the hairpin. Adam takes the inside line. It's a drag race. I think D's going to be slightly ahead. He's not. They're still side by side. Adam just slightly ahead. Brilliant defence from the carb. And D has to slot behind. As Picnic and Jax. Jax trying to make a move. Oh, a little bit lost of traction from Jax. And that's opened the door for Brutus to get past. Jax just slightly struggling in the conditions. They're side by side as we get to the hairpin. Brutus bails out. Strong resilience from the McLaren driver as Michael's managed to get past Mohammed up to P13. Mohammed doing well in this, considering he's a Div 2 reserve, and as I say that, he drove into the back of Michael. What a dickhead. Luckiest. Just at the back of this train, just can't do anything to overtake. Oh, what's Mohammed doing there? Don't force it, you're a reserve. I don't think Michael will be too happy here. Has to slot behind Mohammed. As he's lost his wing as well. I think Mohammed's going to be in a bit of trouble after today's race. As his teammate for today, still in the lead of the race with that damaged wing on the penultimate lap. Ahmadi's been pushing hard. As Jack's so congested round the hairpin. As Brutus, as Clen's lost actually a couple of positions. And ended up at the rear of the train, which Cat still leads. As they're on their final lap for the final time. Ahmadi so close to Adam. And what a return to the league this will be for the Visa Carb if he can hold on to this lead for the final lap. Words just can't speak. Words just can't speak what's going on here. And Callum, 2.5 seconds now. He's been pushing with all his might. I think it's a little too late for the McLaren driver. As D, he couldn't be any closer than he is now. And we're looking on the outside. Adam leaving just enough room. Has better traction off the exit. It's how much ERS they'll have now. As Ahmadi makes the move. He slots into Adam's slipstream. Is he going to make the overtake? This is for the race win. Adam's defending the inside. Side by side through the final chicane. D forces his way through and will take the race win of the season, first race win of the season. Adam so close, and I think he'll be absolutely sweating. Callum takes P3. Cats will come home P4. Gets jumped by Picnic. Look at that gaggle of cars behind. That's madness. As Luckiest will take P4. Picnic P5. Brutus 6 from the rear of the grid. Jack's P7. Clen P8. Capstock P9. Cats will come home P10. So it's I think that's Jack's, is it? Jack's will take the first win for the Elite Championship. Capstock P10, Chief 11th, Cats will come home B12 with all his penalties. Has dropped down the order like craziest. Yeah, Luckiest with the no penalty and gained himself good 5 places just on that, so great driving from the Alpine. And then we'll have Michael coming home 13th and 14th for Mohammed. And whew, what a race. And I'll finish this off and then I'll have to go, as we'll have the next race. Race winner goes to Ahmadi. Theo gets the fastest lap. Well, let's check if he's valid that. Driver of the day on the game goes to Brutus. Of course, it's given to by the drivers themselves, and Cats with the most overtakes. A shame the Performance League is not anymore. So Ahmadi taking the race win. Adam comes home P2. Just clipped on the final corner by Ahmadi. Callum coming home in P3. Luckiest P4. P5 for Picnic. Good racing from him. I think he'll be happy considering where he's early in the race. Brutus P6, the same. Jack's P7 and the win for the Elite Championship. Clen P8, next P9 and Capstock P10. Chief Fire will come in P11 with Cats P12, BVN and Mohammed having their little tussle near the end with Big Raki, Theo and Elite Dave all retiring from the race. Some great congratulations in the chat for the battling between the front. I think he got quite congested in the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, like I say, 1 or 2 clips, but drivers are able to do so. Got to go, but join us next week for race 2, which is in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! This is Lights Celebration Division 1. My name is Alex. Peace out.